Hi, I'm Matt Schaefer with Nordic Consulting. I'm the General Manager of Business Lines, and I'm here with Jayson Woods from Rush University Medical Center. Jayson, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I started at Rush a few years ago, about 9 years ago now. Started at the help desk, worked there for about 3 years, and then was given the opportunity to move over to the Epic team on the ambulatory team. Then proceeded for the next 6 months to roll out Epic to about 450 doctors across every single specialty. And then to one of our affiliate groups, which had about 40 doctors.
Tell me a little bit about this physician specialty optimization project. What was it like scoping that project? How did you decide how big it was, and you brought in some consultants to help out. So how did you make those types of decisions?
First off, we kind of determined what was out of scope. So at the time we were going live with Beacon, we just went live with Phoenix, so we decided to kind of take those off, so our oncology department, our transplant department, and put them to either the end or actually just don't revisit them and revisit them via Beacon optimization. We developed the scope based off of that, so what departments actually are out of scope, and then from there we kind of took a look at all the rest of the specialties, and knowing that we wanted to get it kind of in like a fiscal year and a half, we kind of budgeted out the time for each of those.
Mm-hmm. So when Rush brought you on for optimization, what was the problem they were trying to solve?
I don't know that it was one specific problem. It was really nice that we were involved in the initial rollouts because we knew a lot of the problems going back in for the optimization. I think it was just a different strategy. During the rollout, the goal was to get these clinics live as quickly as possible, and we had a very repeatable process for doing that. And then they wanted to circle back after the providers were live and had some experience with the system, and really do a deep dive with each clinic and spend the time that we needed to really dial in the workflows and make it work for them.
And what was your strategy going into each specialty or each clinic?
So we really wanted to engage the providers at the very beginning. Go in, introduce ourselves, let them know who we were, and get their engagement right at the get-go, instead of waiting until we were in the clinic to speak with them. And then secondly, we tried to anticipate the problems that they were going to have. Some of that was just based on our experience, what we knew was an issue with each individual clinic. We would look at the tickets to see what has been a problem in the past, and really go in with solutions, not just, hi guys, we're here, what are your problems? Right. We really wanted to elevate it a bit more and come in with solutions, not more problems.
How much time on average do you think you spent with each group?
Yeah, we were on site at least a week initially, and this changed as we went through, actually evolved the process, where instead of just being on site at every clinic for 2 weeks and have that as a hard expectation, we would actually go for a week, maybe go back to our desks and work on build and changes and research any issues, and then go back and present, if you will, to the different clinics or specific providers.
What's one lesson you learned along the way where you'd say, next time I would do it a little differently?
I think we learned lessons with every single specialty. Mm-hmm. So some specialties we should have started a month earlier with even trying to get a meeting with them. Other ones we did too much planning for because really they just wanted to see us and talk to us. So really the lessons learned would be just, again, be flexible in everything, because going to a GI doctor for optimization is a ton different than going to general surgery.
Mm-hmm. Would it be safe to say that, was there ever going to be a good time to go in and do this? Is there ever a time when you have fewer competing priorities, or how do you prioritize this among the other things that you're working on?
I think really you just have to look at it as kind of putting optimization into your day-to-day tasks via having consultants or having a PM that actually can manage it. Because we were very, because of the Nordic consultants that we had, we were able to be incredibly agile. So if we actually did have a competing project that actually took precedence over optimization, then we actually kind of moved them maybe 50% of the time to that. So then we could continue optimization, maybe at a smaller level, but actually just use them for other projects that we had capital for.
What did you help Rush with that they couldn't have done on their own?
One of the reasons I think consultants can be good change agents is because we're really elevated from a lot of the day-to-day problems and a lot of the politics that can bog down an internal team. And we have experience with a lot of organizations, and we've seen what works. So in that case, we're a little less afraid of change and a little more confident in really using the system to its capabilities. And if clients are willing to take that risk and let us show what they can do with the system, and Rush was one of those clients, I think they've really benefited from having us around.
Yeah, and one thing that Rush was very good at, very accepting, is taking our recommendations, because we've worked with 4 or 5 other clients before. Mm-hmm. And like other installs, we're not in the install mode. They've already installed the ambulatory. So now, well, since we didn't do this at the installation phase, now we have an opportunity to try this new functionality out, or pilot it at this one, or just go big bang along all the clinics with it.
How did going through this optimization project kind of change the culture across those specialties? Are they still engaged with you? Did they learn that, hey, we just have to ask these questions and maybe we will get help? How did that work? How did that play out?
Yeah, the primary care group is probably the best example of that, where I went to their first all medical director meeting of primary care, and there's probably 20 medical directors. And a year and a half ago, or actually now, probably almost 2 years ago, it didn't go well. That first meeting was terrible because we kind of embodied IT and just forcing ourselves onto you. I now am a regular invitee to that, so I go every month, and really we just collaborate, because through the optimization project, they now see us as an ally versus their enemy.
All right, Jayson, if you could describe Nordic in a sentence, what would it be?
Always solid.
All right, what do you mean by that?
I don't know, we can always just go to you and always get excellence back. So really, it's the future is not scary because we know we have a partner.
Wonderful, thank you. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.